We want to show with the Everyman Project that men can be vulnerable, that men can have feelings.
Yes,
that
I agree.
Men can cry.
They absolutely can.
So it's okay to be weak and to be.
Pause.
I was.
Yeah, no. See, here's the thing. Like with the words that he used.
What? Welcome back to another episode. We were in the same clothes as we were recording again. The Bridge Reacts.
Hi.
Hey, thank you for checking out another episode from the last one I'll put somewhere on the screen. Please check it out. Today's video, we are going to watch Tariq Carroll. Tariq Carroll is flipping the script on masculinity in fashion. This is by Now This Entertainment. Please subscribe, check out their videos. Some context to this. So he is a gay black man who is trying to reshape the fashion industry on what masculinity is.
Okay.
Please enjoy this. Subscribe, hit that like button. Let's get into it.
I'm one photographer, but my contribution for the culture came from me getting tired of the work that I was doing. And I didn't want to be comfortable anymore. I wanted to change the industry. One thing that always stuck with me working in the fashion industry is we're always selling a fantasy. I got to a point in my own journey as a person, I had to start asking those questions. Well, whose fantasy are we selling? I started to think, like, why aren't we seeing a more diverse group of men in media, especially in fashion? I decided to open a conversation and create the Everyman Project. The Everyman Project is a body positivity initiative that encourages body diversity in the fashion industry and actually all industries in the
Some pursed lips.
For the record, I'm laughing at her facial expression throughout this. We're almost halfway through the video.
What are we defining as masculinity?
That's a great question.
I just want to make sure that I'm on the same page as, like, we have a definition of what masculinity is. I know a lot of people would argue that masculinity is a scale. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
What do you mean by sliding scale?
I mean, I think some people would argue, like, oh, you know, I can be somebody that I can like to paint. I can be a man that likes to paint my nails and still be masculine, or like I can dye my hair whatever color and still be masculine. Like I don't have to be quote unquote traditionally masculine. You know, like muscles, deep voice, whatever. Like I'm
protector,
not
provider.
Sure. Yeah, protector,
leader,
provider. Like
guidance.
I can be. But the question is, like, what are we as a community defining as masculine? Because
he's defining it.
I don't know if I would personally define what I've seen so far. I don't know if I would define that as masculine. That's coming off a little feminine to me. Yeah. Personally.
What was it? The aesthetics, the clothing, or
so far what I've seen, it's giving. Let me stop. No, it's not giving my definition of masculine. Let me say that it's not. Yeah. It's not giving masculine to me.
You would classify yourself as more of a traditional feminine type of woman.
Yes, I would. I do have my tomboy moments though. But
sure. My take on all this so far. Well, we'll keep watching because we had a pretty long break of just talking about this portion of it. We'll let him finish. But
yeah, let's see what he has to say. I like his glasses though.
I like his glasses too. They're swaggy. I'll save my thoughts towards the end because to be honest, like this, it's funny for a reason. We'll get to it towards the end. Subscribe, hit the like button. Don't cancel us because you'll get if you get towards the end. If you don't get towards the end,
entertainment sector, as well as dispelling toxic masculinity and really redefining what it means to be a man.
Okay.
Being a man means being strong.
No, I was going to say he's addressing the question that I just asked. Like, what is the definition of a man? What does it mean to be masculine? Yeah. So he's defining it, I see. So let's see what he's
redefining it.
Well.
Strong, in that sense, means being stoic, means being emotionless. And that's not real. We are all complex beings. No matter where you are on the gender spectrum, forced into that way of living, like it's destructive.
So It's my belief that you can be strong and be in tune with your emotions. Like, you don't have to, that's not destructive. You can carry yourself the way he does and have that be destructive, depending on what your ultimate goal is. I would say for me, it's like I would hope that ultimately our goal as Black people in this community is to unify, create stability, and you do that through having Black families. Now, I'm not really sure how that would look with this new definition of masculinity, but in my head, that wouldn't work. Because in my head,
so you're saying
in my head, the man's role is to be the provider, the protector, the sense of security.
Not necessarily being emotionless, but you need to be able to, when everything's hitting the fan, the whole family's in shambles, you need to be stoic. You need to be grounded. You need to be that light in the storm, in a sense. Like,
yeah, the lighthouse.
You can't also be super emotional and erratic and fall apart like everyone else. Like, when, say for instance, if you are a straight heterosexual male and you want to be with a woman, in this case Black, we're doing the bridge between us, your woman's going to look up to you to be that light in the storm.
Absolutely.
To be that leader, to be the person who is grounded when everything else is falling apart, when the kids are acting up, when she's not there or present, or she's upset or something's going on with her. You need to be that grounded individual. You can't be super emotional and, like, I'm gonna say it, soft. You can't do that.
I mean, I think that's why
who's gonna lead?
Having the masculine and feminine is so important, because I think as a woman, naturally I'm more emotional, and I think you have that balance there. If you as a man are not emotionless, but you are in control of your emotions, you know? So show emotion when it's needed, but when the situation calls for it and you need to be focused, you need to have a clear head, you're able to do that. I don't necessarily know if the tides are high, emotions are high and all over the place, if you'd be able to make a sound decision if both of us are emotional.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. Somebody has to be,
They have to be the voice of reason.
Yes, somebody has to do that.
Like, whenever you and I, if we ever get into like some kind of like, what is the definition of kerfuffle? What the is that? If we ever get into some kind of like disagreement, or we're a little headstrong about something, I definitely opt out 9 times out of 10. Just be like, no, let me just talk to her and let's just settle this. Let's talk it out. Let's have a conversation.
Bring your boxing gloves.
Let's not string it out any longer than we need to be.
We want to show with the Everyman Project that men can be vulnerable, that men can have feelings.
Yes, I agree.
Men can cry.
They absolutely can.
So it's okay to be weak and to be.
Pause.
I was.
Yeah, no. See, here's the thing. Like, with the words that he used.
What?
The definition of vulnerable means it's, you are open to harm.
You lost me, Carl.
Yeah, like I don't, as a woman, I don't want my man to be vulnerable. I don't want him to be weak. I want him to be open to expressing his emotions. I want him to be open to communicating them, and so if that means sharing the time that maybe you had difficult situations that have come up in your life, sharing that is appreciative. That's how you connect, but that doesn't make you weak.
No.
Like, I think his perspective on his perspective on it is interesting. Why does it have to be weak?
Like, when you let's be honest, right? You think of a man, and this is a question for anybody, everybody, whoever. You think of a man, and not society norms, whatever. When you think of a man, do you think of weak?
No.
Truly,
actually,
do you think of weak?
The opposite. I'm thinking like strong, structured, firm, accountable, dependable,
protector, provider, guidance, leader,
reliable.
all that.
I'm thinking like
a dad almost,
like lumberjack.
So if something happens, Tyreek, if something happens to you and your family or your home, and you're calling 911, there are robbers in your house. You want to call the police or the SWAT team, whatever, the National Security, Coastal Guard, I don't care. Are you going to look for these men to come looking like the men that you're doing this photo shoot with?
No.
That was a polite way for me to say that, right?
Yes.
And ask that question. You want them to show up looking like the men that you're having these photo shoot with, or you want them to be broad, stoic men who probably can bench press 300 some pounds? And
Yes, that's the. I think that's most people's. I want to know where you got those glasses from, Tariq.
they're fire. They're fire. I'll give you that.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Able to show that, I think there's a real beauty in that, and there's something that's real about that, and that's something that people need to see. Growing up as a child, in terms of seeing myself in media and visuals, even being queer, like I felt like I had to fit a certain body type to be desirable or to be seen as attractive, and that's something that stuck with me all the way into like my late 20s, and just not feeling like desirable, honestly. We have these images that are projected upon us, things that we're
But you don't need to look like this to be a masculine man.
Yeah.
You don't need to look like that. You can so he can look the way he looks now and talk the way he looks now. If he's still protecting, providing, and still leading, still showing those masculine qualities that typically heterosexual women who are attracted to straight men want, still classify him more, I guess, or closer to the masculine side than what he is now, because at least he's doing a lot of these masculine qualities. But it's like you saying that it's okay to be weak and it's okay to be vulnerable.
Honestly, it's emasculating.
This is literally the video. Thank you for saying that.
Emasculating.
Black men on top of that.
Yes, and I think as a community, our goal is unity. It's structure, strong, healthy families. Then emasculating the black man is not the way to go about doing that. Because if you're emasculating all of your black men, then it's like, who's gonna have that masculine role? You know, like
they're trying. So the whole thing, of course, is men.
It's like we're switching places.
Exactly that. I was just about exactly.
And the thing
that.
is like I don't want to be a man. Like,
I don't want to be a woman.
I don't want to.
Personally, I don't.
Yeah, personally, I think y'all are great. I really do. I don't want to be a man though. I actually love being a woman.
Yeah.
I love everything that comes with it. The emotions, the hormones, everything. I love being a woman. The kind of essence that I have as a woman. Like I think it's very me. Yeah.
I like it. I like you too.
Supposed to conform to, like I really felt truly like an outcast, and I know I'm not the only one, you know what I'm saying, and I wanted to be a voice for that. If no one else is doing it,
voice for the delusional. Let me stop.
I will use
Snatch
my
the blanket.
voice. Seeing me, I hope it just encourages people to be as authentic as possible. That's the best thing that I can say. Is just whatever authenticity means to them, be it.
And I guess we can kind of like stop it right around this. And I want to add this in too as well for Mr. Tariq. It sucks that he had to go through that at a young age. Absolutely. We didn't say that earlier, that like you were bullied, that you felt like you were undesirable, that you felt like you were, I think he might have said like lonely in a sense too, or something around that realm, that he just felt like he wasn't wanted, or he didn't fit into or didn't conform to what society said men are supposed to look like and be like, right? I was in the same realm. Like I felt like I wasn't what a man is supposed to be like. And I feel like I might have been less desirable because of that. But once again, what I said in one of the videos, like I think it was episode 2 or 3, where it's like I changed certain things about myself. I didn't change who I am as a person. I changed certain things about myself, the characteristics, maybe some hobbies, how I presented myself, how I dressed, how I talked. And that made me subjectively attractive to women. No, I didn't change who I am, but I did change things about me. And then you can do the same. I'm not telling you that you have to. You can be yourself and do whatever makes you happy, but it's like, stop making it this victim mentality, so you want to change the world to bend to you versus trying to maybe change or look within and see what you can do to have a different outcome. I'm not, once again, not changing who you are, but how you are, in a sense.
How you present.
How you present. That sounds better. Yeah.
Does that flow a little better?
That flows better. You guys know what we're saying.
Say?
No one's saying that he's a bad person or whatever. His ideology is terrible. To me, this is an attack on masculine. This is still that in that realm of like Black women are strong black women, and they are these masculine individuals and creatures. And black men, they are now just these feminine type of like mama's boys, sit around shooting, killing each other, talking about this really young mentality. Oh, we stay at the crib, or with my boys, or with my baby, and stuff like that. Just all this really childish, immature type of mentality, and we need to break out of that. This is not helping. And I feel as though, who's this person that did the whole thing in the first place? Now This Entertainment probably knows that as well. But hey, this is part of the pandering, like last episode, where the narratives these days or agendas are being pushed, and you get more money, you get paid to do stuff like this.
But I think
it's the agenda.
I think it's our job as a community to determine what and what not is the standard. Of course, not everybody is going to think the same way that we do. That's get okay. That, you know. In all fairness,
put in the comments.
It adds seasoning to things. You know, I think it keeps things interesting. Like if everybody thought the same, if everyone acted the same, if everyone moved the same way, it'd be very boring. It'd be like that one episode of Fairly Odd Parents where they're all gray blobs. That's literally what it would be like, and that's not fun. But I think at the same time, like I said, if the ultimate goal in mind is Black unity and long-term structure and stability for Black people, then we have to determine what the standard is. Like what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. What are we supporting? What are we not supporting? What are we calling out? Yeah.
What are we dismissing? And what are we allowing to continue to happen?
Yes. And I think emasculization of Black men is absolutely not acceptable. I will call it out when I see it.
It gets
old. That's emasculating, personally.
If it's you, bro, it's you. That's cool. But like trying to, I don't know. It's just, we said it all already.
We did.
Guys, thank you so much for checking out another episode of The Bridge Reacts. Please tell us what you think. If you think we're just fatphobic, transphobic, homophobic assholes, then please tell us in the comments. That's cool. Unless you want to have an actual educational conversation, let's have an actual conversation in the comments too and tell us how you think. Please subscribe to the like button. Please check out
Now This Entertainment.
Give
my outros.
I'm so used to doing outros and intros.
Do you see this? It's like
you know.
You see what I have to deal with. Anyway, like I was saying, let me stop. I'm just joking. No, but like we were saying, at our Instagram, The Bridge Between Us, we'll have it linked somewhere. If you'd love to have a conversation on the IG Live, please let us know because we would love to chat with you all. Like hit that bell notification so you know when we upload.
Yeah.
Show us some love in the comments. Like, share the video, subscribe.
Please. Please hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm, helps get these videos out. We are really trying to build a platform.
Yes.
We actually do care about the Black communities. We have a passion in this. We talk about this off camera literally every day. All the time. Day. We really care. We actually care about this. I mean, this is something that we all should care about.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for the outro, and I suck for jumping in there, but hey.
He does. Yeah. But alas.
Yeah. Guys, stay
beautiful, stay Black, stay dangerous, and we will see you on the next one.
Yes, episode 6.
Episode 6.
Yeah. See you guys.